much. It's with great pleasure I rise to speak on the third reading of the Civil Aviation Cape Town Convention and Other Matters Amendment Bill 2010. And I want to thank the last speaker for his challenge, and I'll certainly think seriously about that challenge. It's been a very interesting debate, actually, and perhaps if I'm honest, I would say it's been more interesting than I expected it to be. And I am a member of the the Transport and Industrial Relations Committee, which did in fact have a presentation on the matters around the Cape Town Convention, and again I'd join with colleagues in thanking officials for the work that they did on that. It is important that New Zealand is part of this convention and signs up to relevant international conventions. It is a serious matter that the convention and the associated aircraft protocol is dealing with, and that of course is about very mobile items by their nature, which is aircraft, and the fact that those that are financing those aircraft do need to know what the status of those aircraft is, and that it provides for a simply accessed registry based in Ireland, and that is positive. And the full detail of the convention, the full wording of the convention and the associated protocol are indeed part of this bill and included in Schedules 2, the Civil Aviation Cape Town Convention and Other Matters Amendment Bill. So it does standardise, as I was saying, standardise transactions involving movable property and sets down those international standards for registration of ownership and for securing the interests of all parties. And as was said earlier, that is important, particularly in relation to the fact that otherwise rules are based on domestic legislation in different countries, and that isn't really that helpful with something that does, like a plane that moves all around the world. So the other matter that the bill contains is, of course, the ordinary rule, which is trying to clarify, let's be straightforward about this, clarify how civil aviation rulemaking is done, and provides for ordinary rules to be matters determined by the authority, the director or other persons, to impose requirements and conditions on those rules, and as I outlined in some detail, has consultation requirements which must be observed before ordinary rules are amended, and that includes the requirement on the Minister to publish a notice of his or her intention to make the rule and to consult. And I would just reinforce the point that has been made by a number of speakers, including myself, that consultation requirements are important, that we need to have confidence that that is not just window dressing, that it's not just something done in an ad hoc manner, but is taken very, very seriously. And I hope that the Minister has taken that on board in this discussion, because certainly in relation to many other matters, consultation has been a sham. And I use the example of the Auckland Super City as an example of very poor consultation and disenfranchising the people of Auckland, of whom I am one. Also, I did touch on the work of the Civil Aviation Authority, and I would want to acknowledge that agency. It is a very important job that they are doing. It is a very serious area with a lot of security issues and safety issues for the travelling public and for the people who work in that industry, and they have a wide range of responsibilities which I did outline. Now, a number of us have also commented on the fact that taking part in international conventions, signing up to them, is important in terms of playing our role globally, and New Zealand is a country that has always taken those responsibilities seriously. And in the Transport and Industrial Relations area, we of course cover both transport matters and what are called industrial relations matters, but are broadly around employment issues. And I have raised, as my colleague Darian Fenton did, our concern that in relation to employment matters, that perhaps New Zealand is at risk of, through various actions of this government, getting into difficulty with international best practice in the employment relations area. Interestingly enough, the Civil Aviation Authority itself, in their annual report, has matters relating to employment issues, and I thought it was worth noting and congratulating them, in fact, on the fact that the Civil Aviation Authority has a good employer program, and that program covers 7 main areas: leadership, accountability and culture, recruitment, selection and induction, employee development, promotion and exit, flexibility and work design, remuneration, recognition and conditions, harassment and bullying prevention, and safe and healthy environment matters. So there we have both the transport and employment relations matters together in one annual report, and I want to acknowledge and thank them for their efforts in terms of being a good employer. So it is, as I join with my colleagues, a pleasure to stand and speak on this bill, and we are, of course, continuing to support it. Thank you.